Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Imperial 8080 driver from Sideshow Collectibles. So while the box is spinning, let's go into some of the details about this figure. So of course, if you want to look this figure up, you will have to go on Sideshow's website, or if you want to use Google, you can use the Sideshow, and the item number for this figure is 100124. There's an extra one who's added for the exclusive version, who's not this one. And the reason why I wanted to go on to doing the review of this figure is that, as you can see on the picture here, on the screen, that Hot Toys has teased us, we're going to be getting one from them. So, I mean, what other better occasion would I have to do the unboxing of this one? So, let's start a bit about what we know about this figure. And of course, this one figure went up for pre-order on the 15th of October of 2015, and the estimate shipping time was September-October of 2016. So again, like most of the figures, a 1 year wait. The suggested retail price of this figure was $209.99. Of course, that does not include shipping, nor does it include the taxes. So I was talking that they had an exclusive version about this figure, and of course that one was limited to 1,000 pieces, and it had a blaster that reminded the one from Kenner. So I'm kind of wondering if Hot Toys is going to include it with theirs. I bet they will, because they did it with the TIE Fighter pilots that they just released not long time ago. So yeah, I'm kind of curious. I don't know if I'm going to be picking up one from them, but if they put the blaster on, because I did not pick the exclusive version from Sideshow, if they do put it included, I'm definitely buying a Hot Toy one. So let's start the unboxing. So just before unboxing him, as you know, this has the magnetic attach, and it still has. So here's the figure in the box, and we have a nice little drawing over here, or more so likely say a picture of him. I'm going to remove this, and we're going to proceed by the unboxing. So I already did pull out this one. Due to the fact that it's a bit smaller, it will not have the little problems of the magnet attach that get in the way. So, because let's be honest, there's not much in the box, but again, what else did you expect? So, of course, we're going to be removing all of this, because we won't be needing this. And of course, let's remove all of that over here. This we won't be needing either. So, here is our guy over here. Let's pull him out. Whoops. Okay, that looks like I will have to remove the helmet. Or I will have to... Okay, that peg is really well in. Don't understand why they wanted to go in that way, but I'm going to do this a bit like I'm going to whip it off, because then don't need to take the risk. So we're going to be putting him here. Of course, we have the basic stance from Sideshow. Then let's go into what else do we have in this box. Of course, we have the gloves, the blaster over here. It's very funny that you see him with a blaster. Oh, Sideshow put some scotch tape on the box. So, nice to do. I would have preferred it on the outside. Put in a little scotch, because it always comes in very handy for you to be able to, when you're reselling these figures, that you can say, well, hey, look, it's an unboxed figure. So, of course, here is our figure. I'm going to reorganize everything neat and nicely. I'm just going to put everything here, and then we're going to have a closer look at the figure itself. So, I'm going to reorganize this and bring up the camera. So, let's take a closer look at the figure and the accessories that come with it. Of course, as you can see, there's not much going on around here. Is it a bit disappointing? Well, I would say yes, especially for Sideshow, but I will be getting in it on my final thoughts about the figure also. And of course, as you can see, we have two pairs of hands And of course, the third pair is on the figure. We have the Imperial Blaster, like always. Then we have the stand, who's basically the one we get with everyone. You have the little Star Wars logo. So of course, they were giving them for Marvel or so, but they would change the logo. But those were the new stands that they have. So nothing much new to see over here. So we're going to push this away. And we're going to have a look at the figure. So let's start by the helmet, because the helmet does have a lot of detailing going around on it. And as you can see, Sideshow did a pretty good job on it. And as you can see, one of them is red, the other one is gray. The system for the oxygen or the filter on it, it looks pretty great. Also, there's a lot of detailing going into it. So I mean, Sideshow did a pretty good job on it. And let's be honest, this figure is over 10 years old. So as you can see, came out of the box. Everything is in place, nothing flaked, nothing went wrong. Of course, it's normal because there's no fake leather on it, and the fact that it doesn't have a belt and a holster for the pistol does make it maybe a big advantage. As you can see, the detailing, you're going to spin the head around over here, you can really see that they did a really good job on it. Even on the back, you can see that there's a lot of detailing going into it, like a microchip card over here. The way it's done, it's pretty neat. I mean, I'm really impressed with the figure. Of course, a lot of people are going to say, well, John, it does not come with much gear. Well, afterwards in the movie, he did not have much gear either. Something else I've noticed after unboxing this figure, the uniform he has is the one from the TIE Fighter pilot. So, of course, you can see this is where they have the pad over here for the TIE Fighter. Of course, these guys didn't have it, but this is exactly the same uniform. Instead of being black, it is this kind of grey, whitish color that it has. And it works. And that's the uniform that they have. There's no Imperial logo on the figure itself over here. So that's understanding due to the fact that you have the shoulder pads over here. This seems to be attached to the uniform, so I would not really want to pull them off. Then we have, of course, the strap who's here. There's a zipper, so I guess you can pull it off. As you see, when I was trying to pull off the helmet, it does not come off that easily. And again, I'm not really wanting to take much risk of damaging the product. So, of course, as you can see, there's some little accessories also that were added onto the glove, like a chip. So I guess this is maybe a comlink or something like this that they have. Then afterwards, for the kids who grew up in the 80s, everybody would remember these, the moon boots, like they were called, because they do have a bit of an effect like astronaut boots. And I remember having a pair of those in blue, because when we go skiing, and we were not skiing, we were going out with these boots. So of course, his arm does feel a little bit weak over here, so I'm not going to go trying doing too much of posing, but no, it's maybe just an impression of taking him out of the box. But yeah, the figure looks pretty amazing, and again, it's maybe lacking some equipment, and of course that's something that you could reproach, but then you need to turn it to Lucasfilm, because this guy did not appear that much and we only saw him in. So of course we have the blaster over here, and this one we did not see any of these with the blasters. Now, I'm a bit surprised that Sideshow decided to go with some weathering on this blaster over here, due to the fact that his armor is squeaky clean. So that means if it is, well, his blaster should be, because I don't think they're going to see much combat. Now let's have a look at the gloves themselves. So we have, like I said, all the hands, because this is what it really is. We have two different hands, and I was a bit surprised that they decided to go with the fists on the figure and not go with the relaxed hands, if we can call them like this, because that would have made more sense. As you can see, there's some good painter application. It gives this kind of, how would you say, leathery effect, velour effect on it. I mean, it is not too bad. Then, of course, we have the pistol hand over here, and then we have the hand for grasping it. Now, I must say that I'm a bit surprised by Sideshow, because normally Sideshow has a good reputation of giving us a lot of hands with their figures, and I'm surprised we didn't get a left and right trigger finger, and of course we also get a hand to carry the blaster, also with left and right. So that's a bit astonishing. It would have not cost much more to do it. So let's go and put this guy for a final spin, and I'll be giving you my note out of 10. Do I believe this is a collectible figure, and my final thoughts. So let's give this guy a little spin, and you can admire him under all the different angles, and I'll be giving you my final thoughts, of course my note out of 10, and do I believe this figure is a collectible figure? Well, let's start by that part. I do believe this figure still has a collectible value, especially the one who's limited to 1,000 pieces with the extra rifle will go higher up. But of course, when something comes out from Hot Toys, well, we know that there's a tendency of prices going down. But the thing is, we're talking about remnants, and remnants do not have this clean cut, and they look more battle-weared and have a lot more weathering going on them. So I would be kind of curious to see if Hot Toys goes that way or not, or stays with a squeaky clean version of this guy over here. So I'm be also kind of curious if they're going to put the blaster, the one that we got as a kid with our figures, if you bought it from Kenner or from Palitoy version, or Meccano from France, who had them also. So of course that's something who's going to be interesting to see, due to the fact that the TIE Fighter pilots from Hot Toys did have it. But again, the fact that it's not a Hot Toy figure, and Sideshow hasn't relaunched any or repainted or did a 2.0 of this guy over here, tells me that he may lose a bit on the secondary market, but will not go much low, because a lot of people want this clean version of it. And like I said, I purchased 2 of them because I was hoping to get General Veers, but nobody has made it. So Hot Toys, you know what's left to you to do, and to please a lot of fans. So yes, this figure has a collectible value, and I don't see it dropping down too much in prices. Now, regarding my final note for this figure, and of course my final thoughts, well, I'm going to be giving this figure a 8 out of 10. The reason I'm knocking 2 points out of this figure, it's very rare that I give a 10 out of 10, but I'm knocking out due to the fact that this is a Sideshow figure, and Sideshow has given us so many extra hands to go with the figure, and this one does have missing left and right firing hand, and of course holding one. Left and right should have been included in it. It does not make sense that you cannot have left hand or right hand shooter. So of course this is something that's a bit of a disappointment, because if I would want to put those two between General Veers and put them in this way, I would have a missing hand for them holding the pistol. Well, there's always a way to put it, but it would have been nice to have both hands over it, and that's why I'm giving it a 8 out of 10. Otherwise, do I like the figure? Well, yes, it's a good figure. It's pretty basic, but again, what do you want? This is what was in the movie. So again, giving him the blaster is something that you do not see in the movie. So again, giving him the Kenner one, if you have the exclusive version of it, is also logic that you don't see them in the movie and that they get a rifle. It is pretty cool, but again, we're getting pretty basic hands and not much to go around with it. But again, as you know, I'm a sucker for army building, and I do like the AT driver. As a kid, I loved it due to the fact of his rifle. I was even using it with my Action Force figures. G.I. Joe was a bit harder due to the fact that the handle for the pistol, for the rifle grip was pretty large, but it did go pretty well with, of course, the Z-Force or even the SAS guys, so I really did like the figure. So of course, you could call me a bit biased, but I do not regret purchasing this figure, and I'm happy that I have 2. And like I said, I do hope that Hot Toys comes out with General Veers. So let me know, did you purchase this figure back in the day? Did you have the 3/4 inch figures from Kenner, Palitoy, Meccano, depending where you were from on the planet? Did you enjoy it? And of course, Are you going to be planning to buy the hot toy figure? Let me know in the comment section and let's start a conversation around our favorite hobby. So that's going to be it for my unboxing and reviewing of the AT-AT driver. If you like this kind of videos, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, you can also leave them in the comment section. Also, if you want to go and check out what I have for sale and other pictures and news, you can go to the link in the description to my Facebook page or Instagram page. I also have an affiliated link with Sideshow, so if you want to help the channel out, it would be highly appreciated if you use the link to purchase your figure. It costs you nothing and it does help out the channel, so thank you very much if you're using the affiliated link. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!